It's D.I.H Outdoors. I'm Wyatt.
I'm Whiskey.
And it's Whiskey and Wyatt's podcast. We got all the components today. We D.I.H and, well,
we're outdoors.
We're outdoors. And so we're going to do y'all another podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. And today we're going to be talking about this duck season versus last duck season, and why last duck season was so terrible, and why we think this duck season will be the best we've seen in several years. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for watching all of our videos, especially the first episode. Man, we got a response that I did not think we were going to get. It's been great and fantastic, and we appreciate y'all tuning in and watching some good old country boys act stupid.
Yep.
Most of the time. Anyway, so we're going to talk about some of the upcoming events. If you want to announce some of those real quick.
Yeah, so, duck season, when do we? It's a month and a day away from now?
Yeah, so duck season countdown. We are on the countdown, which I'm on the countdown since the day it ends. But it's the 23rd this year for the east zone of Louisiana, and we are a month and a day away. Today is the 22nd. It opens on the 23rd of November. Correct. So we're on that countdown.
We got a new episode being filmed, mostly by Wyatt.
That's right. Bow Sessions is the name of it, and if you hadn't seen the episode of the 6-shot series, that's our duck episode of teal hunting. But we want to try to do something a little different. Put y'all out a deer hunting episode, so that's being filmed right now. Where we got some good footage, just waiting to get the kill.
Yep.
Trying to get them in close is hard, especially with the conditions we've been having, as much wind and everything. But we getting there, got good footage, and that'll be out soon.
Yeah. So most exciting one, I think, personally in my view, is our giveaway.
That's right, giveaway, D.I.H giveaway, first giveaway we've ever done. Because I don't like giving stuff away, but because y'all are so awesome, we decided we'll give y'all a little prize for tuning in. It's not candy. Well, we can give you candy if you want it.
It's almost Halloween.
It is Halloween, and that's why I'm feeling so generous. So we're gonna do a giveaway, and it's gonna be the Higdon butt feeder. Now, for those of y'all that don't know a lot about duck hunting, a butt feeder is not something provocative. It is a duck, and it is faced like that in the water, and it does like this motion right here, dives like that, and in the water ripples and splashes out, and it makes your decoy spread come alive. And for those of you that are duck hunters, you know what it is, and you probably really want one. Heck, I don't even have one, but we gonna give y'all one away. So today's topic, like I said, is this year's season versus last year's season, and why was last year not such a great year. So we'll get right into that. So why were the numbers down last year, and what caused it?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and start this off. So the number one thing that I feel the reason why the duck numbers were down last year is because they didn't migrate, or not as many of them came south. They stopped short, especially of down here in the south. Now, up north they had a pretty good season because, number one, this is why we did not have a great season down here. There's too much crop left in the fields. We had a very, very wet winter, really wet fall that led to a wet winter, and nobody could get their crops out, and there were so many crops left in the field for dabbling ducks, especially, that feeds on all the stuff in the grain fields. That's why they stopped short, because they had so much food.
Why would you leave if you have food?
Exactly.
So
and number two is the reason why ducks migrate is for food, and because of the cold weather, which freezes their food source up. So number two is it wasn't enough snow and enough cold weather up north to freeze that food source up and push the ducks down here.
To cover it, to where they couldn't eat it all and they had to head out.
Exactly. And normal years that happens eventually. That's why down here we usually have a better second split, because it all freezes up north and you get a good push down.
Right.
But last year, man, the ones that did not come down, it really hurt us because of numbers. But the ones that did come down, and this is number three I'm going to talk about, the ones that did come down when they got down here, man, we just had too much water. We had I'm talking about record numbers of rainfall that we haven't ever seen.
If I'm not mistaken, the Mississippi, was it the Mississippi, or was it one of the smaller rivers that was up 20, 30 feet for almost the entire year?
No. It was the Mississippi River, and that's what I mean. I'm right there beside it, and that's where I do a lot of my huntings, on the oxbows there, which are controlled by the river. And without trespassing, you had to be hunting out of 20 foot of water, which we were doing in a boat, and you got to make 20-foot decoy strings, and then it's dangerous on top of that, and the ducks are so spread out, which is the main thing I was going to hit on. we had ducks, but the ducks were so spread out that it was hard to pinpoint exactly where to get to them. And don't get me wrong, we had some good hunts where we hit the X, but it made it 10 times harder. And as far as safety goes, I'm not willing to risk my life to kill a duck just because you live to hunt another day. And so with that being said, I feel like that's why they were so far-fetched, I guess you'd say.
Few and far between.
That's right, because they just were so spread out. The next thing we'll talk about is, I guess we'll go right into it, is why is this season looking better?
Yeah.
You can go ahead and read that if you want.
I mean, I'll read straight off the paper and then I'll elaborate because I have a bad time missing my spot when I do that. Mississippi flyway most frequently found duck species numbers are up, according to Delta Waterfowl. This means that we can expect to see more duck numbers of common ducks in the Mississippi flyway. So I guess what that means is, the mallards and the teal and the gadwalls are all up from last year.
Exactly. So what I meant by that too is we're in the Mississippi flyway, and I feel like the duck season, especially for the South, is going to be better, and that's what I'm comparing it to. Our duck season, not up north, I'm talking about the South and in general, are going to see a rise in duck numbers and a rise in the steady migration of them, because this is why. So the most common bagged ducks in the area that we hunt: mallards, gadwall, and blue-wing and green-wing teal. Mainly green-wing teal. We shoot a little blue-wing teal, of course, early season, but mainly green-wing teal. And that is what's up.
So mallards up 2%, teal's up 4%, and gadwall's up 13%.
13%. Okay, so you're looking at these numbers right here, and you think 2%, 13%, 4% is not that much. We're talking about millions of ducks. So mallards went up from last year 2%. The number of mallards last year was 9.2 million. Right? This year they're up to 9.4 million. So you're looking at the exact number that they're up is 198,000 more mallards. Gadwall's up 13%, 3.258 in million. So that would be 3.2 million is the number for this year. And last year it was only 2.8 million. So you're looking at 372 more thousand gadwall. And then last year teal were at 3 million. And this year they're at 3.1, almost 3.2. And so you're looking at 212 more thousand green-winged teal.
Yeah.
That is why I feel like, as a whole in the South, especially on the Mississippi flyway, we're going to see more birds, and they're going to be more consistent.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at a total of 862 more thousand Mississippi flyway birds. That's a lot compared to last year, when obviously we didn't have those 862,000 birds. Now, the long-term average is still up, but we are overall down 6% from last year, but that's your divers. And so we do occasionally shoot canvasbacks. The widgeons are actually down too. They're a dabbling duck, but we don't shoot that many widgeons. Pintail's down. They took a hit, but to be honest with you, man, we don't shoot that many pintail either. I mean, we got into a group last year where we all limited on pintails, but that was one time, and just mainly what we're going to be killing is mallard, gadwall, and teal.
Yep.
So that
and some geese. Don't forget my geese.
That's right. That's right. This is straight off the Ducks Unlimited website. Next, I talked about the acres of farmland that were just left unharvested, and that's why I felt like we had such a hit last year.
Yeah.
So next, what I'm going to talk about is this year was a completely different scenario with us having so much rainfall in the fall, in the winter, in the spring. Farmers could not get into the fields and plant their crops, right? So USDA came out with a report that said we were going to have record high number of acres planted. Well, we all knew this couldn't be true, mainly because, I mean, we farm, and just seeing our situation compared to other people's situations that were worse than ours, we knew that the acres were not there. And they revised this as of August 12th of this year, which was about 2 months ago. They came out and said that 19.4 million acres were filed for preventive planting and were unplanted. 19.4 million acres. 17.4 million acres more than last year.
Wow.
So you're looking at, so last year, let's stack this together and let's look at this for a second. Last year, we had 17.4 more estimated million acres that were planted last year.
Right.
And of that, millions of acres were not harvested. This year, everybody's going to get their crop out, and we have 19.4 million unplanted acres. So you just figure out how many acres are going to be left in the field and how much less food that's going to be for ducks. That's a lot. And get this, ducks stop short of the South to stop in the Midwestern states.
Correct.
Most of the time, that's where they get hung out. Of these 19.4 million acres of unplanted, 73% were in 12 of the Midwest states. So 73% of 19.4 million came from the Midwestern states, 12 of them.
So why would they stop if there's no food?
Exactly. Y'all call me crazy, but I'm calling it. There's no reason for this year not to be a phenomenal year. The year we're looking at. The next reason is, I got it written down right here. I think it's on your sheet there, talking about the cooler weather. If you want to iterate on that, if you can find that.
Oh, yeah. So, wait, no, I'm lost. Oh, okay. So there's been lots of snow that has fallen north, which is locking up the food sources, which is almost kind of on the same thing as that, but on a different size.
Exactly. So those acres might not be harvested, but the snowfall, ducks are seeing that thick snowfall up there in the Dakotas and stuff, and they're already migrating. The geese are already migrating. And I'm talking about cooler temperatures right there.
Yeah.
I think, too, on our notes. Go ahead and read off what I said about the cooler temperatures there.
We have already had significantly cooler temperatures this early on compared to the past few years. We went by the lease Friday evening and saw a significant amount of specks and a few snow geese.
We did. And
which makes me very excited because, as you know, I will stop working a duck to shoot a goose.
This man freaking loves, and I love speckled belly, but this dude is crazy about them. And that's where I'm going with this whole thing. So it all adds up because you're looking at 19.4 million unplanted acres. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going to get their crop out. Most everybody's going to get their crop out. So you're looking at hardly any food left in the field. Okay. And then number 3 is the snowfall is already, like you said, started falling up north. Mm-hmm. And they're already coming down. They said that they saw, if y'all saw this, it's crazy. On radar, they saw splotches of what looked like a thunderstorm. I did see that. And that was, they estimated over 600,000 ducks and geese migrating already down south. And man, that just pumps me up because like you add all these together, and plus, like I said, the cooler temperatures, man, we're sitting out here, he's got a jacket on, and it's not, I mean, it's like, you know, late October, fixed to be 1st November. I think 2 years ago, like my little Snapchat thing came up and showed 2 years ago today, it's like 86 degrees. And like I said, we already seeing specks and snow geese around the blind. Like, that's crazy. And that gets me pumped up, and that's what leads me to believe that this year is going to be a hoss of a year.
Yeah.
And you can say whatever you want to, but I'm telling you, you look at all these facts that I got right here and that we've talked about and that the ones that you've thrown into, and I really, really believe that this is going to be
a phenomenal year.
The year. We're about out of time, but I want to do this real quick. The Let's Go sticker. We got a Let's Go decal made by Whiskey himself from Mr. Leonard. That's his thing. When we shoot ducks, we say Let's Go. We made that for y'all. And these, our official new decal are out. If y'all would like one, hit us up, DM us, or see us in person, and we'll get you one. But until then, D.I.H. signing off.
Signing off, baby.